Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. I am joined by Rachael O'Brien today.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's been so long since we've seen you.
I know. I can't believe I made it here with my Lyft driver getting in a fist fight.
Right. That's so crazy.
And I was literally screaming, I'm going to be late for the morning toast, out the window at him.
And did they respect that?
No, they did not care.
No respect.
He did not care. And then did not apologize when he got back in the car.
That is so crazy. That's New York for you, though.
I'm not prepared for that.
No, I'm not prepared. I'm like,
has that ever happened to you? Is that
yeah,
normal?
there's been times where like either you get into an accident or they like start, yelling at each other, and then I just like wait in the car. I'm like so lazy. Anything to not get out of the car.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get out of the car because I needed to get here.
Right. No, but it's always it's
so
weird.
It'll pass at some point, but I was screaming at them. I was going, hey.
Oh,
hey.
That's braver than me. I would like literally just sit there and been like,
I was like eating a bagel.
keep running the meter. It's fine.
Yeah, seriously, take advantage of me.
Totally. Well, welcome to New York. How are you enjoying your stay?
So good. We had a great show last night. We have a show tonight too.
Where's your show tonight?
West Side Comedy Club.
That is so fun.
Yeah, there's still, I think, a few tickets available.
Oh, fun. Being a comedian is so brave. So thank you for your service.
Thank you. Claudia's doing it now.
Claudia's doing it too, and I tell her every day, like, I just think it's like one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically if you're touring.
How is she handling it? I've like talked to her a little bit about it on Instagram, but like, did she get real nervous before?
She's like such a she's like such a natural at it, and she's like born for it, and she has like such an outgoing personality that it really suits her. But like so you must be like so extroverted, because I can't imagine like.
I'm like really not. I feel like I don't fall into the category of like, well, no, but there's a lot of comedians that aren't like super extroverted.
That's true. But like, how do they get on stage? Like, you need like balls of steel.
I guess so, but I also think that for a lot of comedians, like they're most comfortable when they're on stage. Like that's when they're the most on, and then otherwise, like I'm more of an observer actually.
Yeah. Interesting. And you take sketch comedy very seriously.
Very, very seriously. Ariana did my podcast recently, and we talked about that. I was like doing quick fire questions with her, like, pancakes or waffles or whatever, and then I slipped in and I go, do you think I'm funny? She was like, sorry, I've still never seen you. She's actually really sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad that everyone's...
I love her. I think she's great.
I'm glad everyone's getting along now.
Yeah.
Like, it was time. And she, like, I was on both sides, and now we all have, like, a common enemy, or everyone does, which is James.
Ugh, God, he's the worst.
We'll get into all the Vanderpump Rules stuff afterwards. I did not watch this week's episode, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm still on, like, catching up on Game of Thrones, and that's my whole world right now. So maybe next week we could talk about it.
I feel so left out on Game of Thrones.
It's never too late to start.
No, I think it's too late now. There's too much to binge, but, like... I should have, and it's the last season, and then everyone's already going to be talking about it.
Well, it'll be a great show to binge once it's over, and like maybe in a year, like whenever anyone needs a show to binge, like if you're like having surgery, or like you have a lot of downtime, or you're like have a baby and you're just home and you want a show to binge.
I love that you just threw baby in there. I don't even have a boyfriend.
Those are the times when like anyone is ever like really looking for shows to binge, like when they've just had a baby, so they're or they're on bed rest, so they've had surgery.
True, good.
So if you ever have surgery or have a baby, that's a good time to binge Game of Thrones, and the whole season will be there for you. And then you'll just be frustrated that you didn't watch it like live with the world.
I know, because then no one's gonna. I'm gonna like want to talk about it with people, and they're gonna be like, "That was 10 years ago."
Right.
Like no.
Totally. Like when I watch every episode, I like go on Twitter and like see what the theories are, but you won't be able to have that experience. But it's still good stuff.
Do you watch the OA?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Really?
Yes.
What's it about? But like without spoilers.
It's too hard to explain. It's like I don't even know if it falls into the category of drama or sci-fi or what. It's
It's like paranormal stuff.
Kind of.
I should watch. Is it like spooky? I don't like horror stuff.
It's not horror. I mean, you can get a little freaked out, but it's not spooky like that. And there's only 2 seasons, so you can catch up on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not super adventurous. It's really even crazy that I started Game of Thrones when I did.
Yeah.
I just like I got in at the right time.
Yeah.
I feel like an early investor.
That's great.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I feel like that with podcasting. People are like, how's your podcast successful? I'm like, I think I just got in before everyone had a podcast.
No, I mean, in life.
I'm not special, certainly.
In life, timing is everything. And like, I feel like I'm always quoting Andy Warhol, or the other one. The one, not Andy Warhol, the one who makes movies.
Does he like look like him?
Yeah, to me, they can't. Andy Warhol's the artist.
Oh, Woody Allen?
Woody Allen.
Okay. They do I guess they sort of look alike.
I always confuse them. And so it was either one of them who said like 98% is just like showing up, and the other 2% is luck.
I don't know which person said that, but I've heard it.
But I know it's
gonna be. It's gonna be like Winston Churchill or something. And someone's gonna message you and be like,
so glad that you knew that it was Woody Allen, because they're so similar.
Kind of.
I need to look at pictures of each of them side by
So
side.
funny.
Anyways, yeah, no, totally agree. How's podcast life?
It's great. It's great. I love it. I don't know. Stand-up I'm doing a lot more of than podcasting, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that's just been such a main focus right now.
Yeah.
Touring, like, a lot.
Yeah. Who's been like your favorite guest on your podcast?
I actually just had Jax on recently, and he was really funny.
He's so funny. We love him here at The Toast.
He is like, I don't know how it's possible, but he's really like a changed person. Like, he like really cares about like his friends and stuff. Like, I truly believe that like he regrets the way he treated like me and Stassi and really every girl he's ever dated. and I think that when we showed up for his dad's funeral, it was like he was kind of like, these people are my friend. Like, and so he's just like he was tweeting. I didn't even ask him to. He was like tweeting, telling people to like go see me on my tour and stuff. And I'm like, it's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's so supportive.
Yeah.
Speaking of supportive, Stassi's book came out yesterday.
I know. I'm gonna go to the signing today. You should go.
Oh my God, I would
1
love to.
p.m.
I'm a big fan. I actually pre-ordered it, so I'm so excited like to read it. I love reading like a celebrity reality star. I don't know if it's a tell-all or biography, but whatever it is, I'm excited to consume.
You know what book I loved when I was younger was Nicole Richie's book.
Really?
It
oh
was
my God.
so good.
I have to read it.
She's funny, really funny.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Have you read Stassi's book?
I haven't. I mean, I helped her like a little bit along the way. She would just call, like she'd call a lot of us and like ask us if we remembered certain things and stuff. And I guess I'm in the book. There's some mentions.
Exciting.
I'm excited about.
Have you heard? Is it like juicy?
Yeah, I think it's advice. I think it's light. It's fun. I don't know. It's like I think she's trying to give advice and
like
stuff.
self-help, but like in a more modern way.
I ordered it too, but I think it's gonna arrive like now, like when I'm gone.
No, same. I ordered it, and I'm sure it's in my lobby, but I just never pick up my packages.
I'm
so
excited.
Maybe one day I'll get my hands on it.
I do that too, where I just won't open. I have like several like Amazon boxes. I don't even know what's in them.
No, I just like. I can't. They're just heavy, and
it's too much. And then when you have to like break the boxes down when you throw them away.
And like doing returns for like I love online shopping and I don't shop any other way, but the return process,
it's horrible.
I can't. If I have to print something, it's not happening.
Yeah. I do know something that I did open before I left from Amazon that my mom sent me. My mom sent me GHB testing kits for my drinks for my tour.
What's GHB testing? Like
it's
drugs?
like the date rape drug.
Oh my goodness.
She's expecting me to take out test strips and put it in my drink. Like I'm gonna look crazy. I'm gonna look like Walter White or something.
But are your drinks always unattended when you're touring?
No, they're never like no.
That's just a good thing to have on hand. You never know.
So weird.
It's kind of weird, but it's like if someone sees it poking out of your purse, maybe they won't mess with you.
Maybe
Maybe
I'll just like
it's preventative.
Put it on myself, just like
yeah. Totally. Okay, well, we have some great stories for you today before we launch into everything Vanderpump Rules, everything Rachael. So without further ado, here are the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. Okay, first story that we actually didn't get a chance to touch on yesterday. Claudia and I did a podcast episode only yesterday. If you missed it, go catch up. We recap Coachella, everything, good times. We've never done a podcast together, like over the phone. Because she's always touring and I always bring in a co-host, but then we were like, we wanted to do it together, so she called in. And I felt like I had a radio show, like she was a caller.
I listened to that one. That's why it sounded different. I was like, why does this sound different?
Yeah, it was different. And people really seem to enjoy it. So if we do it again, we will work on getting that audio perfected for you.
No, it didn't sound bad.
But it sounded like a call-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people were saying that on other podcasts. How do you do it when you have someone call in?
I had like a Skype call. It's not like a video Skype call, but that,
but the
like
audio connects. Okay, cool.
And it sounded, very similar. Like when I had Catherine Dennis on, it was a Skype one, and
Ooh, I love her. How's she doing?
I haven't talked to her in a while, but I think she's good. I think she's like, I saw Naomi a couple weeks ago. She was in LA, and she said that Catherine's really happy. She like has a boyfriend. She met someone nice.
Oh my God, that's so
I think
cute.
he's a country singer.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Best kind of guy. Southern Charm's coming back soon, and I saw a preview. I'm so excited. It's one of the best shows on TV, and it's so underrated, I feel.
I haven't really watched it since I've been friends with them. Like Stassi and I, were obsessed with watching it, and then when we stalked them and made them our friends,
It ruined the show for you?
I just don't I don't want to watch them fight and stuff. Like I don't like watching Vanderpump because I'm like, first of all, I see this in real life all the time.
Right.
So,
is Vanderpump, since you're so close to Vanderpump, is it the show pretty much like a good display of like what actually happened?
Yes. It's like, I said this to Stassi the other day on my podcast. I was like, do you think you guys fight like this still? Because like it's like conditioned, like you got rewarded basically for fighting with each other like at a fairly young age, like because they all started the show in their early 20s, and like now it's just like your natural homeostasis, because no, they fight like that all the time.
Like they fight like that even after the summer when they're done filming.
All the time.
Is there so much that goes on like during the winter where it's like this would make for such good TV?
All the time. Yeah, I feel like honestly better stuff happens off camera, but they can't follow them around all the time, you know?
No, they can't. That's so like that would be so frustrating. Like, because then it's like then you have to go through something else traumatic in order.
Or they kind of just make them recap it, sort of, or sort of pretend like it happened. Recently
or like act based off of that. Like I remember when Lala took them to Coachella and the NDAs and all that, but that wasn't filmed. But they just like talked about it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, love signing an NDA. Anyways, our first story in some bittersweet news, the Notre Dame Cathedral had a massive fire over the weekend, but now more than $700 million has been raised overnight to rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral. French President Emmanuel Macron promised to rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral following a devastating fire that destroyed the Paris landmark spire and roof on Monday. Overnight, donations have been flooding in the hundreds of millions. As of Tuesday evening local time, over 700 million euros, around $790 million, has been raised for what is sure to be a massive rebuilding project. Much of that money is coming from some wealthy French citizens, including Salma Hayek's husband, Francois Henri Pinault, who heads Kering SA, the fashion company behind Gucci and Alexander McQueen, among other luxury designers. He pledged a donation of 100 million euros. Bernard Arnault, who heads Kering's rival company, LVMH, which is the parent company of Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, pledged that he and his company would donate 200 million euros to the reconstruction. This is really amazing.
It's really exciting. It was so sad. I actually like almost cried over it. I was tearing up.
It's so sad. I've never been there.
It's amazing, and I may move to Paris and volunteer to help rebuild it because I love it so much.
Really?
I mean,
maybe. Like if they're looking for volunteers.
Like if they, like call me.
Volunteer
you know
construction
what I mean?
workers. Yeah. Totally. Well, I don't know how much it costs to rebuild a thing like this, but 700 million euros seems like a good place. Like I feel like it could cover the cost, maybe a little extra.
So I don't know this part, but like how much like stuff that was irreplaceable was damaged, like art and.
Well, I was reading there was one. Hold on, let me get the exact.
And was the fire caused by
I don't know.
The renovations they were currently doing?
I have no idea.
I don't think they've come out with it yet.
Yeah. So I read one of the chaplain of Paris's fire department is being hailed as a hero for rushing into the cathedral to save priceless relics from the inferno. He saved the crown of thorns. I'm sure there was still like a lot of stuff lost, but it seems as though there was a lot that was saved and a lot that was preserved.
I'm actually going to be there in a couple of weeks. It's going to be very strange to see it in its current state.
Totally. And the French president said that we will build, this was a nice quote, we will rebuild Notre Dame because it is what the French expect of us. It is what our history deserves. It is, in the deepest sense, our destiny.
Oh, that's good.
I know. And I feel like these days, you watch like, Home Improvement, and they build houses overnight. Like, I feel like it's possible that this could take, maybe a year. They were saying that
didn't he say 5 years in the article you sent me?
Oh, was it 5 years? That seems like it could be, I mean, I don't know anything about construction, but I feel like it's
pretty huge.
It's pretty huge.
Yeah, I think it will take, and I think to like bring it back to its former glory, I think like the houses they're building on Home Improvement is
totally, but like still, like, I'm just saying like things go up pretty quickly, and actually 5 years makes sense.
I wonder if Chip and Joanna Gaines will chip in.
They should. I mean, all hands on deck here, you guys.
Yeah.
The Olympics are being held in Paris in 2024, so I think that's their goal, to have it done by then, and also that'll just be like a nice thing, even if it like to have that be like the finishing,
the unveiling,
right? And everyone will be in town. That sounds exciting.
Maybe that's exciting.
Maybe
you should go for that.
No, that's a good goal for me too. You know, it's always good to like set realistic goals. Like I cut my finger last night because I did a cooking class. This was my third in a boot camp session. I've been talking about it like every week.
I heard you on the podcast.
Because I don't know how to cook. Like I can't do anything, and I'm just like ready to be like a little bit healthier and just like do things like that.
What type of cooking class? Is it healthy cooking or is it?
So it was like a 101. It was 3 weeks. The first week was just knife skills. So all we did was chop like veggies, and then last week was meats. I'd never like handled raw meat before. Creepy as hell, but I figured out what I do like, which is boneless breast.
Okay.
Cutlet, like something thin,
Okay.
I don't need all the bones and the skin.
This is just funny because I cook like a lot.
Oh, do you?
I consider myself to be a fantastic cook.
Oh my God, do you have any? And then yesterday we learned fish, which like I don't ever see myself cooking fish like in the home. But what I did learn that was interesting is like, even if you undercook fish, like it'll never like hurt you. Like there's no salmonella. Right. Yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought it was gonna be the opposite, where it's like it has to be cooked really well or else like you'll die. But so that's good to know. So even I can't really screw it up.
Yeah. But you did cut your finger. That sucks.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I got in charge of making the ratatouille last night. Well, I volunteered because I really wanted to learn how to make veggies instead of the fish because I know that
You're like such a good wife that you're doing this.
I know. It's just like it's taken me a long time, but I'm really trying to like mature.
Yeah.
I can't order in all the time anymore, and then it's like if I don't want to
so
order
expensive
in,
too.
I just don't eat if I don't want to like. And that's not healthy either.
Yeah. I don't ever think that food when you order and even tastes that good. It never tastes like it does in a restaurant. It's always like a little cold.
100%. I feel the same way. So I'm excited about this new chapter. And what really inspired is I got all my registry stuff. And now I have all these nice things to cook with.
That's awesome.
And I want to be able to use them.
Are you guys still doing keto, or were you doing keto?
Yeah, so I've been on and off of keto for like almost 3 years now.
Did you lose weight?
Yeah, it's
Not
always
that you needed to.
No, but like I'll show you a picture from a year ago. It was like not cute, Claudia. Like it's hilarious, and it's like at the time you don't realize like what you look like until you look less than that, and then it's like,
someone took a photo of me on stage last night, and I was like, "Holy shit! I need to tone it down." Because I've been eating so much.
That's a tough angle though, from the audience to the stage.
It's never flattering.
No, it's never
And
flattering.
I was wearing mom jeans. It was such a mistake.
That's hilarious. This is a super cute outfit. You're getting a lot of compliments on it. Who makes your
Thank
shoes?
Oh my god, they were just fab.
Love
They
Just
were like
Fab.
$30.
Well,
They're one of my podcast sponsors, and I feel like they look like they're like Balenciaga or something.
No, totally. They sponsor our show too, and we love Just Fab, and now I'm gonna go get those shoes because
they're
I'm
incredibly
VIP.
comfortable. I walked all day in them yesterday.
Wow. Oh my God, good to know. Helpful tips, interesting factoids. So yes, I love keto. These days,
I gained weight on keto too.
the first time I ever tried it, like in college, I didn't know what I was doing. I ate like so many nuts, and I gained weight and like.
See, that was me because I already ate a lot of butter, and I was pretty sure I was up to like a stick of butter a day. I was like, I can just put butter on everything. I would like melt it and pour it on things, and then I was shocked that I was gaining weight.
But like you can do that, but it's like the things that you were pouring it on probably weren't as like keto friendly as you thought.
Maybe, but
It's hard to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know the ratio because they say it should be like what 70% fat.
Oh, I don't even like. I started keto when it was still called Atkins, and so I was just no carbs.
Yeah.
But like I never did my fat to protein ratio. I figured like if I could do no carbs, that would be good enough, and it was. And like so, I did it for my wedding, and anytime I've needed to lose weight, I do keto. But now I'm like just trying to maintain, and honestly, it's not going well.
Yeah.
And so like I don't know how to maintain weight. I just either gain or lose.
Yeah. I mean, I've maintained for like a long time, but I've been on a steady incline lately. But I ate a bagel on the way here. My cab driver
But
or
you're
whatever
in
was
New
getting in a
York.
fight, and I was eating a bagel.
You're in New York.
True.
So that's an excuse. Yeah, if I were traveling as much as you, I would be fucked because whenever I travel, like I stick to no plan.
Stassi and I were talking about this too. Is like we love eating on airplanes. Like I'm like, give me 7 tapas boxes.
Claudia and I were saying like when I'm on an airplane, it's like I just like it's like a black hole, and it's as if like everything I've ever known about food goes out the window. It's not about like what's healthy or like what's good for me. It's like I just need to survive. Yeah. I will eat anything that comes my way.
Just in case the plane goes down, I need to stock up.
When we went to Coachella, we were buying snacks before the plane. We bought like what we wanted, which was like baked Lay's and popcorn, whatever. And then we also each bought like Cliff bars and like Kind bars, like just
like you were gonna eat those.
Just in case like we got stranded.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah.
Right. Like
there was no food at Coachella.
Right. So I don't know what that meant, and honestly, like it's so weird. So I can't travel that much, or else I will just lose.
It's just so fun to eat on a plane and just watch movies. Ugh,
I know.
I just love it.
I watched Game of Thrones the whole way, and it really goes so quickly when you have something to watch.
So were you rewatching?
I was rewatching because I was trying to get totally prepared for the new season. I didn't catch up in time, so I still watched the new episode, but now I'm still continuing my rewatch, so I have all of the facts because I feel like I'll be able to figure it out if I know everything.
And do you watch it with the subtitles on? That's how Stassi. So I only watched like a few of the first season, and that's how she made me watch it. She was like, you have to really pay attention. So subtitles, I guess.
Oh no, I never did that. I actually just really pay attention. Like I don't look at my phone. But that's so smart.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just a little tip, even though I don't watch it.
No, that's really helpful. Okay, next story. Time's list of 100 most influential people of 2019 has come out like literally as we went live. Yes. So I'm just going to run through some of the names and categories. In the Pioneers category, we have okay, I'm not going to read 100 people's names, but I'm going to read some people that I recognize. Sandra Oh, she is definitely influential because she did a good job at hosting the Golden Globes when, like, honestly, no one expected much. Chrissy Teigen, very influential.
I think that's so cool.
I feel like she's on this list every year. She's on some lists because she really is like so, or maybe it's like most influential people on the internet. She's always on like
but she's being considered influential overall.
Yeah, no, and like Time is prestigious as hell.
I think it's great. I love her. I think she can do no wrong.
it's taken me a while to come around on her, but these days I do really like her because, and not in the way of like, I don't follow her Twitter or everything. I feel like everyone's just always trying to like make her seem like more obnoxious than she is when she's just like a funny gal trying to live her life.
She's being herself.
And she's
I
like,
don't think she cares.
And she's enjoying the fruits of celebrity.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I were in her position, I would do the same.
Yeah, totally.
Artists, Dwayne Johnson, Regina King, Khalid, Amelia Clark, quite influential. BTS, Brie Larson, Joanna and Chip Gaines, Intune, Ariana Grande, Mahershala Ali, Glenn Close, Rami Malek, Lucida Hurtado, Ozuna, okay, I don't know, Dream
ones.
Hampton, Richard Madden. I don't know that he's so influential. He's in a new show that
who
I
he
don't
is.
watch.
Richard
He's
Madden?
from Game of Thrones and maybe more popularly the Cinderella remake. But I guess he's influential these days. He's in a show called The Bodyguard.
Okay.
I don't watch it.
Is that the remake of the Whitney Houston Kevin Costner?
You would think. Maybe it's based
I think
loosely
they
off
should
of
have
that.
had a different title if it's not.
Then we have some leaders in the political space: Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Benjamin Netanyahu. A lot of political leaders. Exciting for them. Icons. Okay, this is our field. Taylor Swift. Looking gorgeous, looking like TS7 vibes. What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift?
It doesn't even look like her.
I know. She's really putting out like positive, pleeny vibes these days.
I like her.
And she's got something coming on 426.
What?
She's dropping something. No, like we don't know.
How do you know it's 426?
Because she posted on her Instagram like a picture and then said 426. It's like the most clear clue she's ever given, even though her.
Why does it annoy me just a tad though? Where it's like you,
It annoys me
it's
so
like
much.
you think so highly of yourself that all you're gonna do is put a date, and people are like, oh my god, what's she doing? It's like, oh my god.
Claudia and I literally
Let's
have
just getting
fought.
married. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Ooh. Claudia and I have literally fought about this, how she treats her Instagram like the Da Vinci Code, and it's like up to the Swifties to like figure it out, and like she gives them no morsel of clues except like three legs of a chair. So 426 is actually like a legitimate clue for them.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like just 7 palm trees, and it's like,
It's so irritating.
What is the meaning? It's
Unless
so irritating.
she just took a photo of palm trees.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like maybe she
she's
just saw this
maybe
photo.
she's into photography now.
Maybe she's feeling inspired.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I like. Maybe it means nothing, but now we know something's coming 426. And then people were saying Kim Kardashian is dropping her perfume on 426. Like, is she like shading her? No. The answer is no.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb. I can't.
It's just painful.
More icons: Michelle Obama, Spike Lee, Christine Blasey Ford, David Hockney, Desmond Meade, Lady Gaga. True icon. So many people who are so iconic. Titans: LeBron James, Gayle King, Mark Zuckerberg, Tiger Woods, Bob Iger. We've been talking about Bob Iger a lot lately because he is the head of Disney. And Disney's just like making all these money moves. And it's all Bob Iger.
Really?
They're starting a new streaming service, like in competition with Netflix.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they're gonna have like all the DComs and.
Is it gonna be all like children friendly?
No, but it's like, so all Disney stuff also includes like ABC, ESPN, Marvel maybe? Does that make sense?
Probably.
And then they're also partnering with Hulu. So
that's
it'll be all
amazing.
Hulu content too. It's
That's
something
cool.
to be reckoned with. Pat McGrath, what an in-tune choice. It's like they left Kylie Jenner off the list this year, but they included Pat McGrath. I guess there was only room
She's
for...
not on it at all?
No. There was only
wow.
room for one beauty titan, and it went to Pat McGrath this year. I just wish she'd like lower her prices a little bit, but other than that, I'm so here for her. And then like those are the big names as it relates to this show.
Speaking of Lady Gaga, going back to her, how did you feel about their PDA?
Okay.
It bothers me. It really, I'm like...
It was like one of those things again where it was like a Taylor Swift thing where it's like we're trying to decipher all of this stuff. But then after I watched the Oscars performance and then they went completely their separate ways after their campaign was over, I kind of understood it because it was like life imitating art. And it was like every time they performed that song or every time they showed up together, they were being Allie and Jackson Maine. And like they were really like interpreting the movie. And like in the movie, they go to the Grammys and they're married. And so they go to the Oscars and they like have this coupley relationship. And I thought it was like, I could understand her as an artist doing it in that way. Anything else makes no fucking sense to me because like his wife is right there. Not his wife, his baby mama.
Oh, she's so gorgeous too. But like they made me uncomfortable after a while where I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah. No, after the Oscars,
tone it down.
The Oscars was like peak.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad it was like totally over. But I
needed it to stop.
Yeah, just because if it's not happening.
I was jealous for that woman. I forget her name. What's her name?
Irina Shayk.
Yeah.
But if it's not, like if they're not in love and they're not a couple, then like what is you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You know, why are you just trying to like tease us like this?
It's an emotional roller coaster.
And Irina's there.
Yeah.
And it's all for nothing because you're not in love. So it has to be for the love of the art.
I guess so. Fine.
That's how I like rationalized it in my head.
Okay.
But that was like such a crazy time when like
Yeah.
every week there was like speculation about the two of them.
They were like holding hands over her, like
Totally.
she's just sitting there like, it's so awkward.
It's so awkward. But I guess it was like all unfounded because no one's whispering about them now.
Yeah, true.
And maybe it was all for the movie. Like the movie really, you know, took over the dialogue.
I doubt they like hooked up or anything. I just think that like the aggressive like PDA was weird.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of mutual respect there.
Yeah.
But they just like, I don't know. I'm going to go with art. It was art.
Okay.
Totally. Okay, next story we were just talking about, a very relatable headline coming from Anne Hathaway, which sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not. Anne Hathaway, I don't have a drinking problem, I have a hangover problem. Same girl. Anne Hathaway is making it clear that she doesn't have a drinking problem, but a hangover problem. After she revealed in January that she'd given up booze, the Princess Diaries actress 36 explained her decision a bit further in a new magazine interview. Quote, I didn't put a drink down because my drinking was a problem. I put it down because the way I drink leads me to have hangovers, and those were the problem. Hathaway admitted that her last night of drinking led to a 5-day hangover, something that she said just can't happen when she has her 3-year-old Jonathan to take care of. Quote, when I'm at a stage in my life where there is enough space for me to have a hangover, I'll start drinking again. But that won't be until my kid is out of the house, she said, adding that her decision to give up alcohol is a personal one and that, quote, I don't think drinking is bad in general. It's just the way I do it, which I personally think is really fun and awesome. It's just not the kind of fun and awesome that goes with having a child.
Sounds like she likes
said.
to party. A
No,
5-day hangover
she sounds
is
like a
like
good time.
Like she's basically saying the way, like she's taking shots and stuff. Like I have never had a 5-day hangover.
No, I've never had a 5-day hangover, but these days I'm verging on a 2-day hangover.
Yeah.
And it's only getting worse with age. So like I'm 26 and that's where I am. When I'm 36, I could see myself having a 5-day hangover. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm looking into a crystal ball and like this is my future.
Yeah.
She said her son's getting to an age where he really does need me all the times in the morning. I did one school run where I dropped him off at school. I wasn't driving, but I was hungover and that was enough for me. I didn't love that one. Yeah, like when
I get it. I mean, if I don't get super hungover, but I imagine when I'm 36, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And I would probably quit drinking if it affected me that much.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to drink forever, like, or when I have young kids, because when I drink, even if I have like a small hangover, like the next morning, I'm immobile, like I can barely go pee.
Yeah.
And you have to take care of another human being.
It's I'm so glad I don't
It's
get hungover.
so depressing because you also think the only way to survive like motherhood is like drinking.
Yeah.
You know? But maybe like a glass of wine or two, but that's always my rule, and then it just leads to more.
Yeah, I mean, my drinking has slowed down so much just because your body just sort of gets sick of it. Like I just sort of am like I don't know, like I think that just happens more with age, you know?
Yeah. Well, anytime we have someone from Vanderpump Rules on, my question is always like, how do they drink so much and not get hungover, like when they go on these trips or like, and they're required to like film it. Like you can't even get a 1-day hangover because you have to work.
The Vanderpump people don't drink as much as people think that they do, if that makes sense. Like, I'd never really watched The Housewives, but I happened to catch the end of the New York Housewives. Like, I think they were playing like the end of last season, and then the reunion or something, and they were recapping their Mexico trip. I was like, these people drink 10 times as much as the Vanderpump people. Like,
when they were all like naked in the pool.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, it was like hard to watch. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's hard to watch like people have conversations because it's like whenever, like I know if I'm at that level, like I don't even want to remember what I said, let alone rewatch it. You know?
Oh my God, no.
It is like
I'm very
cringy.
paranoid. Like anytime I've been to like Katie and Schwartz's bachelorette party in New Orleans, and it was like I rarely film like for several days in a row, and I was so conscious of don't drink too much, because I would be so paranoid if I got drunk on camera.
Right, and
like,
then you have to like wait the 8 months to see it come out.
I couldn't do it. I would move out of the country if I would be so
Totally.
embarrassed.
That's so true. I'm sure they might have like maybe you get like desensitized to it and you just don't care.
I think that they do. Yeah, I think they don't care.
Yeah.
Like Kristen falling, I feel like
Oh my God.
I was so secondhand embarrassed for her that like it was I couldn't do it.
That was not good.
I couldn't do it.
But so she just like
she doesn't seem to care. No, I mean I think she just knew. She thinks she was like it wasn't a cute look, but I don't think.
And also falling's not the worst thing like you could do or that could happen to
I do
you.
that sober, so.
Right. I snapped my ankle last weekend, but I had drank, but
snapped as in like broken?
Like as in twisted. Like I was wearing heels, I was fortnighting, and then the leg I was fortnighting on just like
Wait,
gave
what is
out.
fortnighting?
When
I'm embarrassed.
It's like what the kids.
Oh, that thing. Okay. You were doing that in heels? Jumping?
I was doing it in heels at Coachella for J Balvin.
God, you're a hero.
Thanks.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, and I got injured, but I feel like if I don't get injured, like it wasn't a successful weekend, you know?
Okay, there you go. Maybe you're like Anne Hathaway.
Totally. No, I have a new respect for Anne Hathaway because I didn't know I had so much in common with her. And
That was such a relatable thing for her to say.
Right?
It's a good PR move. Because people don't like her, right?
No, people don't like...
Is it like a Gwyneth Paltrow thing?
I think so. Or it's like a Taylor Swift thing where it's like at the peak of her fame, she was just like, not palatable.
Yeah, I kind of love how bitchy Gwyneth Paltrow is.
No, and
she it makes me happy.
And these days, like Gwyneth Paltrow is like who she is. Like she's a cult following. People love her. People are always gonna like make fun of her and goop, but I don't think that she cares. But like people like Anne Hathaway and Taylor Swift like really care.
Yeah,
you know?
they do.
I feel
do you
that
talk
way.
to them?
I can sense.
Yeah,
you
know?
sense
it. Okay.
Well, you can sense it because they change when they get like negative feedback, then they change who they
Totally.
are. And
Gwyneth
they do things
doesn't.
completely differently. Gwyneth doesn't. That's how I know.
I love when she told the person at the yoga studio that she invented yoga. Do you know that story?
No.
I don't know that. I'm going to recap it wrong, but I guess she was in a yoga studio, and I think the girl checking her in was like, so have you done yoga before? Like doing what normal people do in a workout class. And she either said like, honey, you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for me, or I invented yoga, or I made it famous, something.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
that's so amazingly bitchy.
That's so amazingly
It's
bitchy.
so great.
And maybe true. I don't know. I don't do yoga. I don't know the origins.
And she did
not invent yoga?
No, an entire culture of people did, not her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone should tell her. Okay, next story. Sophie Turner says she considered suicide over Game of Thrones criticism. This story is really sad. Sophie Turner says her Game of Thrones fame negatively affected her while growing up in front of millions of viewers. She was on Dr. Phil's podcast, apparently has a podcast, and he's getting premium guests. And she said, I was so in love with working on Game of Thrones, I couldn't believe I was going to get paid for it. Everything was incredible. It only started to go downhill, I think, when I started to hit puberty, and really puberty at like 17, and my metabolism was slowing down massively and I was gaining weight. And there was the social media scrutiny and everything, and that was when it kind of hit me. She said she suffered from depression for about 5 or 6 years. The biggest challenge for me is just getting out of bed and getting out of the house, and learning to love yourself is the biggest challenge, I think. When her friends were all going off to college, she remained at home to continue working on the hit HBO series. The combination of living at home with her parents, her friends going to school, and the rise of social media, however, made her feel alone. I had no motivation to do anything or go out. Even with my best friends, I would cry and cry and cry.
Sad.
Eventually, her depression became too much, and she started contemplating ending it all. Quote, it's weird. I say I wasn't very depressed when I was younger, but I used to think about suicide a lot when I was younger. I don't know why, though. Maybe it's just a weird fascination I used to have, but yeah, I used to think about it. I don't think I ever would have gone through with it. I don't know. And now she says she loves herself more than she used to now. She said, I don't think I love myself at all, but I'm now with someone, Joe Jonas, who makes me realize I do have some redeeming qualities, I suppose.
It's really sad.
It's really sad, but like I'm glad it has a happy ending because she seems so, I mean, nothing's ever like what it seems, but she really seems like so happy and confident and sure of herself.
Yeah.
And everyone goes through self-doubt, but I really do feel like she's better than she's ever been.
Yeah. I like when celebrities like come out with stories of like their depression and stuff, because I think that people, like regular people who are depressed, I think they look at celebrities and they think like, God, they must just feel so good about themselves. So when she says stuff like that, it's like, I think it's nice for the rest of the world to hear.
Right, and then it's also nice for like the people who were being assholes on social media, like scrutinizing her.
Stop doing that.
I know, and it's like I feel like sometimes people, even like good-hearted people, are like, well, not trolls. Like you find yourself like maybe I wouldn't comment on her Instagram, but maybe I've said a comment offhandedly, like, oh, like sunset, like actually I don't even recall her ever like looking different or having gained weight.
Yeah.
But it makes you like check yourself, like, do I do that? Like,
yeah, I try not to do that.
I try not to do that too, but we're all like,
because it's even like little, like you posted something that like, I don't know why I just mirrored that. We're like synchronized. You posted the thing that I was going to be on the show, and most people said nice stuff, but one girl was just like the worst, and I was like, did you have to write that?
Totally.
You know, I wanted to respond and be like, right? But then I was like, ugh, I'm just going to instigate. But I'm like, I would never go out of my way just to say something mean like that.
Totally. And then sometimes when like someone's being a hater and they get like a response from the person, like it actually is pretty shocking for them. And it might like, because when you do something like that, you don't expect that the person's going to see it, and that they're even like a real person that like, that's going to care.
Yeah. I don't have like a million followers. Like I'm probably going to see it. Like you're just bullying me.
Right.
I don't really care, but.
No, it's so true though. And so I'm sure even like that person like thinks of themselves as a good person, but it's like don't contribute in any sort of way. And if you don't have something nice to say, don't comment it on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's really
Tell your friend.
Talk behind my back like a normal person.
Yeah, do that.
Totally. Okay, fifth story, some exciting news dropped this morning. Beyonce unleashes a surprise homecoming album alongside Netflix concert doc. Beyonce Knowles Carter has done it again. With the release of her Netflix concert film, Queen Bey surprised the world again by dropping an unexpected homecoming album, a live version of the same Coachella concert performance featured on Netflix. Knowles made the secret album drop her thing in 2013 and kept that tradition going with her Lemonade album and Everything Is Love, the latter she created with husband Jay-Z. So Homecoming, the album, features recordings of Crazy in Love, Freedom, Formation, Bow Down, Drunk in Love, and Lose My Breath, featuring the Destiny's Child's vets, Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams, and more from when she delivered a jaw-dropping 2018 Coachella set. Exciting.
Yeah.
So
Did you see her performance live at Coachella?
No, I wasn't there last year. And when I first read the story, I thought it was like new music in addition to a documentary, but it's just like live. It's kind of like Greatest Hits live.
Okay.
But that's like just what we need, I feel.
I'm not like the hugest Beyonce fan, but I would love to see that performance live. Like,
Me too.
I'll probably watch it.
Me too. She's one of the greatest performers of our time. I will definitely watch it. That's like, I love concert DVDs. I mean, like, you know, I think it was Hannah Montana who did it first, but everyone who follows suit is just...
I was not expecting you to say Hannah Montana.
Or it might have been the Jonas Brothers. I forgot who pioneered this industry, but I'm so grateful for it. It's like the best thing to have on when you're getting ready or like... And to have the album that comes with it, it's exciting.
I think it's cool, yeah.
Except like now I'm realizing it's probably not on Spotify, and therefore I probably won't listen to it.
Why wouldn't it be on Spotify?
Because it'll be on Tidal.
It'll be
like on Tidal.
What's that?
The Jay-Z's streaming platform.
I didn't know he had one.
Let me check Spotify.
I live under a rock. It's fine.
It's fine. It must be nice. Like
it's so weird that some people aren't. So, like it's
on Spotify. I stand corrected.
Interesting. Like, I went to a Garth Brooks concert recently, and I really wanted to listen to his music beforehand. You can't find it anywhere.
I know. He's one of the few that has, like, held out and not joined streaming services, which, I mean, he seems to still be doing well, and it's not hurting him. And, like, even though, you know, you need to, like, evolve or die.
Maybe Trisha's picking up the slack. Yeah, she has a cooking show.
But he should be able. He should just sell his albums digitally. Like you can buy a whole album. Like maybe you don't have to stream it, but he should sell like his albums on iTunes even. Like,
yeah, I think that's weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird too. Like, don't you want to like, especially for new music fans? I'm not. If I don't already know Garth Brooks, like I'm not going to be able to find.
I wonder what the like theory or the strategy is behind that.
I think it's like an integrity thing where it's like I'm sure digitally produced music like isn't as good of quality, and he just like won't make like water down his music like that. But
there's no way you would remember this because you're a little younger than me, but do you remember when he was Chris Gaines for a hot second?
No, but I think I did a Trivial Pursuit where that was a question.
It was the strangest thing anyone's ever done.
What was his pop stars duo like? Alter ego's name.
He was like a depressed, like rock star with like one hair in front of his face. With like it was so weird.
That is so
like I can't
weird.
imagine how that pitch went to his record company or they pitched it to him. Like, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna be a rock star. We're gonna change your name. Like what?
That is so weird.
It was so weird.
Oh my god! Now I need to look
into it. It seemed like a crazy mental breakdown.
No, like a career.
You need to Google it at
thing.
some point.
I will. I knew that he had done it from Trivial Pursuit, but I didn't.
It's worth a Google search.
That is so weird.
It's bizarre.
Strange, man. Strange. People thought that Taylor Swift was going to do that, like have a pop
I could
star
see her do that.
alter ego, and then like stay country as Taylor Swift.
She kind of is pop now.
No, now she's just Taylor Swift throughout. But people thought she was going to have like a Garth Brooks moment and like become a pop star.
I think she knew better. I think Garth paved the way for people to not do that.
I mean, it was really Hannah Montana who paved the way of having the best
Second
of
Hannah
both
Montana
worlds.
reference.
But then, now these days, Erica Jane is picking up the baton of just living two lives.
She's
Erica
awesome.
Girardi and Jane. She is awesome. Have you met her?
No, I don't think I have.
Do you see the Beverly Hills Women a lot because of like the crossover?
Kyle Richards goes to the same lit method like workout class, so I've seen her there a few times. I see Lisa, whenever I go into things.
She's around.
My reaction was like,
no. You're not watching Beverly Hills this season, but you might enjoy like the reckoning of Lisa Vanderpump.
So she is, they're like
all the women
up
have
on
really
her now?
turned on her because like she just did some shady stuff that like apparently is like normal behavior for her, but they just decided it's enough. However,
she's so calculating.
The rest of the world, like the viewers, like aren't convinced, and like a lot of people are taking Lisa's side, and
oh really?
I just don't understand it.
I'm just so sick of her being mean to Kristen. It's like she sounds like a crazy ex-girlfriend at this point.
Like the way that Lisa talks about Kristen is the way that Kristen talks about James.
I was just gonna say that it's 100% true. It's like now you're being too obsessive. It's weird. Like, let it go. Like, you need therapy or something.
It's even weirder because Lisa's not Kristen's crazy ex-girlfriend. Kristen is the definition of a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Lisa's a grown, older woman. Like, what? Why? Why do you care?
It's so weird. And I'm not even like
Kristen
a Kristen stan, but every time I see it, I'm like, justice for Kristen. Like, she is very much a cast member on the show, and like she going to a Tom Tom party like shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. Like, it's not like.
It's so weird, and it's not even. I don't even think it's interesting content.
I agree.
I don't think it's like, wow, this really makes the show that like Kristen's like left off an invite list. It's like.
No, I feel like Lisa's just constantly trying to dig at Kristen and like get at her paycheck.
Kristen texted me after they filmed the reunion, and Lisa, well, you'll see it when it comes out. It hasn't come out yet. No. Lisa does something very bizarre to Kristen there. That Kristen was literally like, I don't even know where it came from, and Kristen was like genuinely really sad, like.
That's
like,
so
like she
upsetting.
just doesn't understand, like, why is Lisa doing this? Like, it made no sense. It came out of nowhere, and I guess like the other cast members were like,
did they have her back?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, that is so weird. I'm excited for the reunion. What else did you hear about it? I heard it was like pretty dramatic, considering it's not been a dramatic season.
Yeah, they said it was like the hardest one to film.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. I mean,
I wonder how so, because it seems like this season everyone's pretty much on the same page, and like James and Raquel are like the villains, but everyone else is really getting along.
I don't know exactly what they thought about. I know Kristen and Stassi and Katie argued a little bit about Carter, but
but Kristen and Carter are still together.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say.
No, I don't know. I think
or it's just like every day is different.
Yes. There you go.
Cool. I just want happiness for Kristen.
I do too.
Happy Kristen is the best.
Kristen is really like one of the most generous, wonderful people. Like,
well, you can tell even though on the show I mean, I don't know about editing, but she doesn't always come off the best on the show. You can tell that she's a good person and a good friend from her relationships with other people and the way that other people like stick up for her, and that she really gets along with everyone in the group, even when like no one was friends with Sheena. Like she was still friends with Sheena. So I think that says more about her than like the things that she does or
Kristen
says on the show.
Puts other people first and defends other people to her own detriment. Like, and I think that's part of the reason too why she butts heads with Lisa is like. Or even like production, it's like Kristen, if she thinks something's unfair for someone else, she'll like really fight for it, and I think it irritates production.
Oh, for sure. And it's like, and I'm sure in this world, like you have to pick your battles, and like you can't like battle with everyone, or else like you're just on an island. So, anyways, we have a lot of questions for you, pretty much like Vanderpump related. So I'm gonna head over there. I don't think anyone
cares about my comedy career.
I always want to ask people like questions about your stand-up, but it's like the thing about stand-up, and I learned this the hard way once, is like you can't really talk about your jokes so much because then when someone comes and sees it, it's not there. Like one time
they're not really funny just in conversation like this.
One time I was so excited to see a comedian. The first comedy show that I went to, I think was at Caroline's. So I went on YouTube and I was like, the way that you wanted to listen to Garth Brooks before a concert. I was like, I want to get amped up. I'm going to watch some of their stuff. Yeah. And I wound up watching something that was the exact set. That was the whole show. Yeah. And then I went to the show and I knew every single punchline. And I was like, oh, that's why. It's not
that fun. Yeah.
That's why you can't record at comedy shows. And like, that's why it's like, it's so top secret almost, because it's like the laugh it's the whole fun of it.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and the surprise of the joke.
Sometimes it's fun to like see something live though that you really like to watch. Like I love like Jim Jeffries' gun control bit, and then when I saw it live, I was like, oh, it's fun to see it sometimes. But sometimes yes, it does it's like a giveaway where you're like, I already knew this was going.
Right. Or when I saw Amy Schumer last summer, and so many of her jokes were from her monologue on SNL, and I wasn't the only one who saw that. Yeah. And it was like, I felt like I had seen the whole thing.
So wait, you saw her live or you saw her special?
I saw her live.
And weird.
And it was like she expanded on her the monologue was like the shortened version, and then she like expanded on it. But I knew many of the central themes.
That's strange because that was so public.
No, totally.
Huh? Interesting.
It was an interesting factoid. Before I get to questions for you, I just want to tell you guys about Third Love because I fucking love it. Truly, for a big-breasted woman, it's everything. I do too. Third Love is amazing. They have perfect fit. They use data points generated by millions of women who have taken their Fit Finder quiz to design bras with breast size and shape in mind for a perfect fit and premium feel. Yes, the quiz is very personal and will ask you.
I think it's really fun, actually.
It's fun.
But it took me a while. I was like, what breast shape do I have? I was like, I'm not sure.
It makes you like confront some hard truths.
So true.
It has more sizes than most other brands. They offer more than 70 sizes, including their signature half cup sizes. The convenience of Third Love is unmatched. You get to skip the trip to the store and the uncomfortable fittings and order online and try at home. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/morningtoast now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/morningtoast for 15% off today. I cannot recommend it enough. The quality, the comfort, the fit.
I think they are very flattering.
They are.
I feel like they make me look slimmer.
And like so much of like your shape has to do with like your posture and your bra, and like it just holds it. It's quite an important thing. And like once I learned that, for so long I was just wearing like random bras.
Yeah.
And once I got a bra that actually fit me, like it changes your whole shape.
It really does.
So can't recommend it enough. Thirdlove.com/morningtoast. Okay, questions for you. Where do you stand on the James versus the group drama?
I think most of the stuff that he's deserved. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I was around a lot when he was dating Kristen, and he was really awful to her. Like, really, he's a very... I mean, he has, like, kind of a nice side because he has this thing about him where you kind of feel bad for him a little bit. But you're kind of like, but you did this to yourself. It's
right.
like, you can't cry about it after you were just horrible to people.
Right. Or, like, if you want to be so sad about it, continue being sad about it. Don't do it again.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the repetition. It's like, even this season... You want to feel bad for him, but then in his commentary, he's saying like awful things still, and it's like you're still that guy.
Yeah, you're not changing.
No.
Like if you felt bad and then changed, cool.
Like Jax, like
yes, exactly.
And Jax keeps trying to make that point about how they're different, and like everyone is like falling on deaf ears, but it's like no,
it's true.
Like he always like felt so bad and wanted to change. He just like couldn't help himself, and now he's changed.
Yeah, and I don't consider Jax to be like a bully, and like Jax is more like he hurts other people because of his own like. Demons, sort of. I don't know, but like James is legitimately like a bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I wanted to ask you about Tom Tom because we did a story yesterday where they're coming out with now like a wine and like a cocktail brand, like so it's probably similar to like Vanderpump Rosé. Lisa and Ken trademarked the Tom Tom name for spirits. What is the relationship like?
Tom and Tom are gonna own it. It's just Lisa and Ken.
Lisa and Ken filed a trademark, but they're for Tom Tom. So like, I just want to make sure they're not like getting cut out of this deal. And like, it seems already in watching this season, like I just want like a little more justice for them because like it is. I guess they didn't contribute to the restaurant what Lisa did, but like the restaurant wouldn't be the success that it is if it didn't bear their name.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to do another like Sir or Pump like it's Tom Tom.
It would be like Villa Blanca where it's like it's irrelevant.
Totally. I think hopefully I don't know. I actually didn't know that they came out with a spirit line. I hope that they have like a good stake in it.
Yeah, I think
Tom Tom's a great restaurant too. The food's really good.
It looks great, and there's been so many like celebrities there recently. It seems
People
like it's doing really well.
Yeah.
Are they so happy, Tom and Tom?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think they're really and I think it's just cool that they have something like for when the show ends and like
yeah, it seems like everyone's in that stage of like when the show, even though I don't think the show's ending anytime soon, but like you have to think like 5 years ahead. Jax and Brittany with their beer cheese, I'm so excited. They're
gonna have kids right away too, I think.
Ooh, they're so cute. Are you gonna go to the wedding?
Of course. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I really ship them, and I had beer cheese for the first time like a month ago, and it was delicious.
Did you have their beer cheese?
No, because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
But when it is,
I don't think I've ever had it, but it sounds good.
it just tastes like kind of like nacho cheese with like a little kick.
Yum.
It's really good. It's no Maymas yet, but it'll be good. Okay, so when Patrick dumped Stassi and you went to Mexico with Stassi.
By the way, Patrick texted me the other day.
Really?
I was like, ah! I almost threw my phone across the room. I was
what
like,
did he want?
He just said like complimenting my podcast. He like overheard people talking about it, but I was like, this was just random. Anyways.
That is so random. Do they talk at all now?
No.
He's so scary. Like, I don't even want to say that because, like,
yeah.
Apparently he listens to podcasts.
Yeah.
What were your plans for that weekend before Stassi called her and said, we're going to Mexico?
We actually had Naomi. Was Naomi in town? Or was Danny? Oh, for sure Catherine Dennis was in town. Catherine had flown, but I forget if the other girls were there too. Catherine had flown to LA specifically to visit it for like the first time and hang out with us. And I felt really responsible for it. And we were actually at lunch at the Polo Lounge, and Stassi like called me right before we got there, and she was like, I think you need to come to Mexico with me. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what do I just ditch Catherine? I don't know what to do now. I feel bad. So yeah, that was the plans that weekend.
Damn.
Yeah.
Catherine got screwed. What are your thoughts on Kristen as a travel buddy? Like, would you travel with her again? We were just talking.
She'll be fine.
Has she gotten better, truly? Has she figured out
Yeah,
the
she was great
source?
when we went to Nashville for her birthday. I think Europe, for some reason, really freaked her out. But, I mean, she just went to Australia not that long ago with Carter, and I think she was fine.
Oh, that's a big trip.
Yeah, I think that she's gun shy now to go with, in a few weeks, I'm meeting up with Stassi, Katie, Brittany, and Lala in Paris. And I feel bad that Kristen's not going to be there. I was like, Kristen, just come. And she was like, no. Like, I think she thinks she's a burden now because of what happened. And I think everyone's just all paranoid now.
Yeah, I'm paranoid. I'm like, don't go, Kristen. I can't take it for you.
I think she'll be fine. I mean, it was crazy.
That's
what happened. I mean,
that's so crazy. Like, and no one even really knows. Like, everyone just knows that it was like
a brief psychotic break. I mean, it was literally like Kristen and Katie were sharing a room. Stassi and I were sharing a room, and we had this Airbnb with like those tiny like Scandinavian furniture beds or whatever. And Katie had to come sleep with me and Stassi, and we were all literally like, we were playing dead like you do if there's a wild animal about ready to attack you. We were just like laying there like, please let her stop yelling at us. Like,
oh my
terrified.
God.
I don't know. She was just overtired, I think.
Because I was gonna say, has she figured out like the source of the?
I think it was incredible jet lag, and she did not sleep for the first like 2 nights. Like she just couldn't.
Oh
her
my
clock
God.
was so off, and so I think she just lost it.
That's so crazy.
It was insane.
Did you always know you wanted to do stand up?
I knew I wanted to be in comedy, but what I thought that was like SNL for the longest time. But I realized like I just love stand up. I mean, I would love to be on SNL, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn it down if it was offered.
Where was your first open mic, and was it terrifying?
I actually took a class the first time. So it was like we had a showcase at the end of the class, and I thought I was fantastic because it was like I invited all my friends and family. And like they're obviously gonna laugh. And then when I went to my first open mic after that, I was like, oh, I'm new. Okay, yeah, this is not like I don't have a built-in audience.
Oh yeah, that is so scary. Open mic, like, oh my God.
Open mics are never. I mean, I don't go to them anymore, but they're never. You're never getting laughs because it's just other comics in the audience watching you, and like they're busy, they're on their phone, and like they have no incentive to be like, you're awesome, you know?
Yeah. So from New York, where does the tour go?
We go to Scotland, we go to Inverness, then Edinburgh, then we go to London, then Berlin, then Prague, and then Paris.
And where can people get tickets?
rachaelnobriencomedy.com.
That is so exciting. And then do you do like another tour in a bit from now?
My next show is in Wichita, Kansas, like a couple weeks after that. And then I'm just doing like dates. I have one in Seattle coming up too, and yeah.
That's cool. Do you like doing being in the U.S. or doing international shows?
I mean, I just love being in Europe. I
I
feel very myself there.
To travel.
Yes, I feel like
Totally.
I can drink wine and eat baguettes for lunch.
Ooh, speaking of lunch, welcome to lunchtime. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
this
you for
has
having
been
me.
so
It's been
fun.
so fun.
I hope you have a great show tonight.
Thank
and
you.
Safe travels.
Thanks.
And if Kristen shows up, I wish you well.
I wish you would.
Yeah, you can't improve if you don't give it another shot.
There you go.
Anyways, we will be back for you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone can follow you at
Rachael N. O'Brien. Reads like Rachael O'Brien.
It's not.
I
think we've
it's
had
my
this
middle
conversation
initial.
once
Yeah, but
before.
it's like I didn't know. People thought they think it's like they were like, oh, I just thought it was like a funny thing.
It's comedy.
I'm like,
That's what
I'm
I
like,
thought.
No, it's just my middle initial.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I thought it was just like comedy Rachael O'Brien. I'm Jackie O'Problems. You always know where to follow me. And have a great day, everyone. Thanks again.
Bye.
We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.